I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. How valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is a documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast.
This show is, I'm just sitting in the corner of my living room that has zero furniture. So it's absolutely 100% going to be an echoey one. I also have no plans or idea what I'm going to talk about, but it's one of those things where I just click record, force myself to figure out something to talk about. So currently making muffins right now, some protein muffins because I need some breakfast. And I should have been in bed an hour ago, but it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. And I realized today that I have been taking certain things, or maybe been placing a high, I don't even call it tolerance, or I've had a very low tolerance for not getting enough sleep, which is good, but it's to the point where it affects a lot. And the point of me saying that is I made the realization today that maybe I just need to accept the fact that I'm not going to be able to get the most amount of sleep as my voice cracks. Great, it's awesome, love that. Not going to be able to get the most amount of sleep every night or the highest quality of sleep every night. And I need to be okay with the fact that I'm not going to be sleeping perfect every night. Especially knowing that I'm not even doing anything yet. And I say that almost every show now. But I'm just, I don't know. I feel like I'm just surviving at the moment. I'm doing a lot extra, I guess compared to what is required to live and survive. I get that. Like the podcast, gallon of water, protein, all this. Like I'm doing all right. I'm doing a little bit extra. I mean, I've been doing the show for 207 days straight. I've been hitting the gym again. I'm like the strongest I've ever been right now. I have certain business ideas. I'm not bragging whatsoever. I don't even feel like it's bragging worthy. I'm almost embarrassed to say all that, but I'm doing extra. So I'm doing more than surviving. That's the reason why I say all that. So it's just going to be one hell of a ride. But that's what we have the podcast for. We're going to document everything as it happens so that we can look back, see how we got to where we got in the future. So anyway, all that to say, it's probably going to be a rough little while. I'm not getting the most amount of sleep or the best quality of sleep for a while. And that's due to a combination of a lot of things. But one of the big ones that's going to contribute the most is I just need to manage my time better, and I need to minimize distractions. Because today, for example, I caught myself just being so distracted on my phone or trying to do something that I knew I was going to do later, but I started doing it then, didn't even finish it then because I was like, no, I'm doing this task, And honestly, it was just my phone getting in the way. I just kept getting distracted. I kept, getting certain texts. I kept looking at the NBA scores. I kept looking at certain podcasts that were released and just trying to figure out which ones I wanted to listen to that day. And then I ended up just scrolling and listening and then sitting on my phone and then playing games on my phone, just like doing nothing. So just being distracted, wasting my time. And I don't want to do that because I had a day off today. I called in, used some PTO. And side note, firm believer, if you have PTO, you should use it. There's no way I'm awarded that shit and then I don't use it. Like I earned it, so I'm going to use it. And it's very refreshing. So it's my belief. So anyway, I even had a day off today. And I'm still in the same predicament as other days where I'm going to bed late. But I had 10 extra hours in my day to get shit done. So why am I in the same predicament here? And that just boils down to some core discipline, just some discipline at its core and some time management. Because I slept in until 8. And so already there goes 4 hours. And then I kind of just hung out in bed for an hour. So there goes another hour. And then I got distracted for 2-3 hours. I don't know. So it's a bummer because I take these days off because I want to get ahead. I want to get my shit together and get in order and have a successful week. But then I don't do the things required to have a successful week. I do them. I do them, but it's not in the time frame that I want it to be done. So now I'm going to bed and I'm going to get less than what I would consider ideal for a good night's rest. I've been aiming for 8, which has usually been 7.5, which is honestly that's the goal, so I'm content with that. Most of the time it's 7 hours, and a good portion. No, I would say most of the time it's about 6.5. So if I went to bed right now, fell asleep, I'd get about 6.5 because it's currently 9:37. It's May 13th, 2024, 9:37 p.m. Monday, and I'm gonna start saying the days of the week too. I'll put things into perspective, I think. So anyway, so if I go to bed at 10, which is probably what's likely to happen, then I'll get 6 hours of sleep, and that's a lot better than 4, but it's not as good as 7.5. So I beat myself up about that, but I think it's just something that I need to kind of let loose on and understand that given what I'm trying to accomplish in life, if I don't have everything perfect, which perfect is unattainable. If I don't have everything perfect, then I'm probably going to have to surrender something. Some area of my life is going to have to take a hit. And I don't want that to be sleep. Actually, it needs to be my goddamn phone. But anyway, I say all this just to kind of capture a moment in time in history right now. I'm going to say that as if you're listening in 14 years from now. That I'm sitting in the corner of my furniture-less living room with protein muffins in the oven. I just meal prepped some food that didn't turn out the best. It's all good, live and learn. So just sitting here, finishing my day, finish my water, finish my protein, finish the ice bath, hit the gym, and now I'm recording the show. So that's the 5 main things that I get done every day. And then I have a whole bunch of other things I wanted to get done today too. And I guess I did do a lot today, but it doesn't feel like that. I feel like I have just bigger goals, higher standards for myself. So if they're not met, it's like, okay, well, I didn't even try, But anyway, just capturing this in time. So again, corner of my living room, no furniture, it's echoey as shit. I'm not going to put any edits on this one. I'm just going to plop it in there, put the intro, outro, and then write about it. That's it. And got protein muffins in the oven. Going to prep those, put them in bags, and eat 2 every morning. So it's a double serving of the Kodiak Cake protein mix, or the protein muffin mix, which is, it's going to be about 26 grams of protein. Let's see, 26 grams of protein. Let's see, 70 grams of carbs and like 20 grams of fat total. Something like that. So pretty high in fat. But given everything else that I eat in a day, it's such low fat total. I think I don't even hit 70 grams for the day, given the meal preps that I have. So anyway, that's what's going on. Can't always be perfect. I think I'm slowly realizing that. And I think I'm slowly letting go of certain things in my life that I've been trying so hard to hold on to because of certain aspects of the thing. So yeah, that's the realization. That's what I wanted to share. Slowly realizing everything can't be exactly ideal and be perfect. And it might be not as fun or not as rewarding, a good rewarding feeling later if everything was perfect. Because if everything went to plan and it was smooth and easy, you get to the end and you think, oh, well, that guy did it, but he had 10 kids and 5 wives, and he had to cook every meal, and also he had to clean his windows every day, But he still did the same thing that I did. So what could I have done, So I don't want to get to that point. So I guess in one frame, I guess I just flipped it. So bring on the pain, dude. Sounds so corny. I guess the more challenging it is, the better it feels later. So here's a quick reframe, a little flip there. So that's the show. I'm going to go take these muffins out of the oven. You know what? Let's go check them live. Let's see. I'm going to open these blueberry protein muffins, and it's going to turn into somehow cornbread. No, they're looking all right. Got 2 minutes left on the timer. So anyway, guys, that's the show. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.